Hello and welcome to Leadership Moments with Apostle Martin Wilson. I'm Billy Ryan. I'll be your facilitator and host. We are so excited to be with you today. Apostle Wilson has been in ministry for the past 30 years and pastoral ministry for the past 25 years. He is the establishmentarian and current senior pastor of Exalted Word Ministries in Charlotte, North Carolina. Apostle Wilson, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank all of those of you who tune in to our broadcast. Thank you so much.
Okay, if it is okay with you, I want us to jump right into our podcast for today.
Yes, sir. Let's get it jumping.
Our question for you today comes from a pastor in Daytona, Florida. It reads, Apostle Wilson, I love listening to your teaching each week. It has inspired me to want to grow my leadership ability. My question is, how can I improve my communication with those that I lead in my local church and those on my leadership staff? Apostle, what answer would you give this pastor?
The answer that I would give this pastor, I can't say that it's original from me. It comes from a teaching that I recently heard from Dr. John Maxwell, and it's very simple. To improve your communication, you have to know your student. Great leaders not only know the material that they're trying to present, but they also know the people that they're trying to present it to. There's two phases of that. We either have leaders who know their material. I mean, they are ready, they are prepared, they know where I'm going to put my hand at a certain place in my message, in my teaching. They know all those things, but are you familiar with the people? So what happens is you know the material, so you have something to give, but you don't know the people. So there's no one to receive it. They may listen, but there's a difference in the way you teach that will move people from just listening to hearing when you know them, when you've built that rapport with them. Secondly, then we have people, our leaders who know the people, but they don't have a material. They haven't fed themselves any leadership nuggets. They're not listening to podcasts. They're not reading the right books. So therefore, they have people who are ready to listen, but they have nothing to give. So you've got to understand that as leaders, as pastors, our ultimate job is to lead people to a particular destination. We want to help them to meet that calling on their life. We want to help them to meet that destiny that is in their life. So we want to help people reach a destination. So there's three things that you've got to do to help a person reach a destination. Number one, you have to know where they are in their journey. If you're not clear on where they are, it's going to be hard for you to get them to where you're trying to get them to answer that calling. And sometimes we don't make SMART goals for them. In other words, goals that are achievable, little victories to help them. So therefore, many times the gap is too large between where they are and where they need or desire to be. And we as the facilitators, as the leaders, we've got to know how to make that gap less daunting, if you will. So the first thing you got to do, you got to know where they are in their journey. Number two, you've got to know where they're supposed to be. You've got to pray. You've got to seek God. You've got to know what the calling is on their life. And I believe that if you're their leader, God will give you that answer. So you've got to know where they are in the journey, where it is that you want them to go. And number three, you've got to know how to get them there. Now, it would be very hard for me to get a drummer to where he needs to be in his calling. I'm not a drummer. You can't take people where you have not been. When you find a leader that's trying to take people to where he or she has not been, that leader is like a travel agent. They can tell you all about the destination. They can tell you all the things that you can enjoy at the destination, but you don't need a travel agent when you're trying to get to your calling and your destiny. You need someone that can be a travel guide. They're on the ground with you. They're hands-on with you, and they're leading, they're going with you to that destination. not a bad thing as a leader if you don't know how to get another person to where they need to be, because there's enough people around you that you can tap into resources that they may have to help you to get that person to where they are. And it's not a bad thing. One planteth, one watereth. It's God that brings the increase. So you've got to ask those questions. Where are they in their journey? Where they're trying to go? And can I get them to where they need to? It's not even a matter of can I get them there? How do I get them to where they need to be? So good teachers spend as much time on getting to know the people as they do the material. Because when you have a dream, a goal, a vision, it's not going to be effective if you haven't learned the people, then you can't effectively communicate your goal and vision to the individual. It's not a cookie cutter. Each one is motivated different. Each one is at a different place in their journey. So you've got to know how to present it in a way that is going to be effective for that person. So I would say to that leader, know your student more so than you know the material. You've got to take that time to get to know people.
Thank you, Apostle, for that great insight on communication and leadership.
I've had a great time. I always enjoy doing this. And until next time, we thank you. God bless.
You have been watching and listening to Leadership Moments with Apostle Martin Wilson. If you have leadership questions that you would like for Apostle to give insight on, please text your questions to 980-389-4114. That's 980-389-4114. Until next time, God bless you. This has been an Exalted Word Ministries production.